Good afternoon, and welcome to the George Watts Hill Alumni Center and the official class ring ceremony. I'm Jean Service. I am a member of the staff here at Carolina Alumni, formerly known as the General Alumni Association. We now go by Carolina Alumni, hence the new logo. Students and ring recipients, we are delighted to see you here today with your family, your friends, and fellow Tar Heels. Today is a special day as you receive your official class ring, a milestone that marks your academic achievements and time here at Carolina. I would also like to welcome all of the families and friends of these students and thank them for their enduring support today and all days. Today we have the special opportunity to hear from fencing coach Matt Jednick. Matt, it was a 3-year letter winner as part of the men's Epi squad. Matt completed his North Carolina degree in 2009, graduating with a bachelor's degree in mathematical data sciences. He served as Carolina's assistant coach for fencing from 2009 to 14, and then founded and managed his own accounting and tax firm. In April of 2019, Matt accepted the call to come home to Carolina as the new head coach of men's and women's fencing upon the retirement of 50-year veteran Coach Ron Miller. I am pleased to share that this year, the UNC fencing team brought home the ACC conference title for the first time in 44 years. Coach Jednick was recently named ACC Coach of the Year as well. Please welcome Coach Matt Jednick.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for such a great introduction. It's a lot easier to have that kind of introduction when you have a couple of accolades, and it's easy to get those accolades when you have a great team behind you to help get you there. It's also an amazing day outside, and it makes me aware that there is something or someone out there to help us all look better in this room, or else it wouldn't be that color of blue. So I want to say this is an amazing place to be and an amazing event to be taking part of. You're here to receive something that will be with you forever. And it's more than just something on your hand. It's more than just something that's shiny and looks nice. It's much more than that. It's a time capsule in a sense. It's a place for you to have on your person, on your desk, maybe even around your neck, depending on how you want to showcase it. But it's a place for you to store memories, to store experiences that you've put together and gathered, shared, the good ones and the bad, while you're here at Carolina. The story of the ring that I have on today is something that I'd like to share with you now. It's a ring that I received as a gift. This was an ACC championship ring that came from when the women won in 2018. And as Jean alluded to, my history with the program has been a little off and a little on over the years, but during that time, I wasn't technically on staff. I had worked for a number of years as an assistant. I had worked with a lot of talented men and women. And at the time of this championship, I was a coach to one of the volunteer assistants that was on the program. Her name was Jillian. Jillian was a 4-time NCAA qualifier and a 3-time All-American. She was a badass, right? Like, she did all the things that you would want as an athlete and a student. At the time of her being a volunteer assistant, which is why she was not on staff, she was also getting her PhD in nursing at the university and training to be a USA team member for Women's Sabre to qualify for the next Olympic quad. She still found it in herself to look to me and want to work with me in that time, and it was something that I'll never forget. When I came back after taking my hiatus as a member of the staff, we were working and she was having problems with focus and belief. You know, I'm getting older. They're still a little faster than me. Or I know the game, but it's changing a little bit and it's hard for me to process. And at that time, I had a ring of my own that my dad had always had around and that I would play with, hold when I was a kid. And on the top of it was a stone, and it was carved into it was the semblance of Don Quixote, a wonderful character of high imagination. And at the time, I gave it to her, and I said, whenever you go on strip, I want you to hold this, and I want you to keep this with you to remember the creativity, and that you always have someone else with you when you're going on this journey. You're never alone. And then as we were competing, I never really saw it. I would see it sometimes when she would unzip her jacket, it would flash, and she would wear it on a necklace underneath as part of it. I never actually thought she would wear it. I thought she would just keep it with her. But for her to have it with her on her person while she was out there exploring herself and showing that age and experience and passion can all be blended together, it was a really special piece for me to understand and see how she continued to push, even though the things were challenging for her. I flash forward just a little bit, and it comes time, and the women won an amazing meet against, at that time, Notre Dame was right on the cusp of winning their first national championship, and their program was starting to blossom, and it was a really powerful time for the women on our team and our team as a whole. They received their rings, and Jillian said that she wanted to meet with me. And she said, I have something for you. All right, let's go have some pizza. Let's have a coffee, right? Well, she brought out the box and she said, I got this for you. And it was a ring that was fit to my hand with her name on it and her statistics. And every time I look at this, I remember the good, the hard, the amazing times that we had to work together. It sits on my desk. In the past couple of weeks since Jean asked me to speak, it's been an amazing thing to open and to look at. It's always been there, literally open, but to figuratively open up that box and to remember those times has been amazing. And to be able to share with you is something that I think is also important, right? Because when you're a kid in kindergarten, they say, we're gonna go do a time capsule, and they bury that, I'll date myself here, that VHS tape or that cassette tape. You're not going to see it until they open it back up in that 50 or 75 years, and you're hoping that it's not deteriorated. But inside of this is something that you can hold on to and access whenever you need it. And so as you go out, I challenge you to use it as more than just a piece of accessory to your outfit, even though it will definitely do that. But I challenge you to continue to remember why you're here, why you chose UNC, and the things that have been amazing and powerful to you. The late nights, wherever those were, the early mornings, and yes, I remember running to class to hand in that paperwork. The stress, right? The smiles, and the good times, the good people, the connections that you can have with that. So in closing, I just wanted to say thank you again for this opportunity to share with you, and please be honored with the ring that you'll be taking home with you today.
Class rings come in many designs. The ring you receive today may be adorned with a blue stone, an engraved onyx, UNC seal. Each of you has chosen the ring that represents your Carolina. The common piece we all share is the desire to wear an outward symbol of our connection to this place. Please enjoy this collection of stories from fellow Tar Heels as they share what it means to wear a Carolina class ring.
My name's Joe Patrizzi, class of 2013. I'm currently the Associate Director of Development at the UNC School of Social Work. I got my ring at graduation present. I asked everybody to forego all my other gifts because I really wanted the ring. My mom graduated in 30 years before me and never got her ring, and talked about it every time we would come here, visiting from Virginia, every game weekend, every time we came to Chapel Hill, she would look at the rings. We never got it. Finally, I convinced her to get hers as the same semester as I got mine, and we were at the ring ceremony together. We got to dip our rings in the Old Well water together. And it was just a really cool moment of two generations of Tar Heels getting their symbols of their education and their life as Tar Heels together on the same day.
Hi, I'm Lou Padalano, graduated from UNC in 1995. I'm proud of my ring because my dad bought it for me. As a first generation college graduate, it was an important thing. And for most of my life, I've almost worn it every day because it's a symbol of that accomplishment and my pride, both in my accomplishments and my love for the university. Today, my daughter is a freshman here at UNC Chapel Hill, so like my dad, I look forward to one day buying her UNC class ring so that she can wear it.
Hello, I'm Jim Deal, law school class of 1974. When I finished law school, I didn't have the money to buy a ring, so later on in life, my wife and my kids got me a class ring from law school from 1974. When I wear the ring, it represents to me a connection with what Carolina was, is, and always will be for me, which is a place that inspires young people, a place that creates opportunities for young people, and a place that's very special in my heart.
My name is Edith Hubbard. I am from the class of 1966. My ring is proof that I graduated, because during those years when you would tell people where you graduated from, they didn't believe you. I am so happy today that's not an issue. My ring was that proof to my peers and others that yes, I did indeed graduate. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
My name is Lee Connor. I'm undergraduate class of 1997, JD MBA class of 2002. I tell people all the time that Carolina gave me everything in my life. That's what this ring symbolizes in a lot of ways, is a ring is an unbroken circle. And for me, my relationship with Carolina has always been that. It's permeated everything in my life, from my personal relationships. It's given me so many of my great friends. I met my wife here and got engaged here. And of course, Carolina gave me a first-class education that has really made the difference in my life, professionally and in every other way. I really can't imagine what life would be like if I hadn't come to Chapel Hill in the fall of 1993. And that's what, when I look at this ring, it's what I remember. I remember everything Carolina's done for me and all the wonderful friends that it gave me.
I'm Sarah Sessoms. I'm the Assistant Athletics Director for Special Projects here at Carolina. I am undergrad class of 2013 and graduate master's degree class of 2019. I got my class ring in 2013. I picked it out on a really sunny day at the pit. It caught my eye. This design caught my eye because it's Carolina blue and it was shining in the sun like it is today. And I wanted something that really reminded me of the Carolina blue skies at Chapel Hill. I wear it every day. We work a lot of game days. I get a ton of compliments on it. It just reminds me of how hard I worked in undergrad. And when I was in grad school, it reminded me that what a special place Carolina is and how glad I was to be back in Chapel Hill. And just a reminder of hard work. And Carolina is such a special place. And so we are so lucky to be here, undergrad, grad school, whatever, even back here to work. And my ring is just really special to me.
Next, I would like to welcome Joe Patrizzi from the class of 2013 to share our class ring dedication. You just saw Joe in the video. Joe graduated from Carolina and has since worked at Carolina in undergraduate admissions, at Carolina Alumni, and now in our development office. He is the son of two Tar Heels. Joe is truly born and bred. All his life, Joe has been chasing that Carolina feeling, that one we all feel when we come back to campus or we reconnect with the community that we found as Tar Heels. He earned his bachelor's and master's degree studying the history of UNC and the town of Chapel Hill. He is currently serving as the vice president of the Chapel Hill Historical Society. Joe has given tours of the university to prospective students and taught Carolina fight songs and cheers at convocation and sporting events. Joe has made a living telling stories about Carolina. And in 2012, Joe was selected as Mr. UNC at homecoming due to his service to the university and his tremendous Carolina spirit. So I welcome to the podium Joe Patrizzi.
Thank you, Carolina alumni, for having me here today. I have the distinct honor of reciting to you all the original class ring dedication given by my good friend and the ultimate font of all UNC knowledge, Freddie Kiger, class of 1974 and 77. He gave this at our original ring ceremony back in 2009. Freddie is a master storyteller and an esteemed member of the Carolina alumni community. He's been teaching history for over 40 years, and since 1995, he's taken Carolina alumni on journeys through time with his North Carolina History Lecture Series. He's a great example for those of you about to transition from Carolina students to Carolina alumni of how the Carolina alumni programs can help make sure you never stop learning. Freddie's academic prowess is matched by his passion for sports. As a longtime ESPN statistician, you'll often see him in his vest, but at the scorer's table next to Hubert Davis often. And as a 3-time Emmy Award winner with his work on the Sports Century documentary series, Freddie has woven narratives that have captured the hearts of sports fans everywhere, especially Tar Heels. As a matter of fact, it was at my class ring ceremony in 2013 when, after hearing this dedication that I'm about to read to you all, my eyes filled up with tears, and I decided on that day that my career would be spent here, ensuring the future of our alma mater. Freddie took that case of Carolina fever that I'd caught as a student and turned it into a chronic condition that I hope to never be cured of. And his words ring as true to me today as they did back then. Today, accept your ring with a sense of electricity and wear it with a deserved sense of accomplishment. And as you go forth from this place and time begins to separate the period from student to alumni, you'll find that when you wear your ring, that electricity, when you first put it around your finger, is joined by a well-founded and deep-seated sense of pride. This afternoon, excitement and anticipation commands the day. Your purchase bears testimony to the fact that you are smitten with this place, and rightfully so. But be prepared, for as the years roll on, that excitement and pride will evolve into a deep love, a mature love that comes from head and heart. A love that today is understood by spouses, by parents who deal every day with responsibility that comes from being an adult. A sentimental love that comes from looking back over time's shoulder to days when youth ruled and a whole life stretched before you. And when that time comes for you, you'll think back and remember that your journey, your adventure, began here in the shadow of Mr. Davies' tulip poplar. Across quads sheltered by the reds and yellows of autumn and wreathed in the lime green of spring. And so here you are, with journeys to be made and adventures to be mapped, on the cusp of endeavors that today you cannot even begin to imagine. And it all began here at the University of North Carolina. And to remember that, to cherish that, to honor that, you are about to be knighted, if you will, with this ring. A ring that weds you for all time to this town, this campus, this state, this university. With this ring, you enter a brotherhood and sisterhood that wraps around the globe. You'll be instantly acknowledged by those who share the common lineage, by those who wish they by those who wish they too had gone here. Today, you enter a family that began with Hinton James himself. With this ring, you'll be able to more fully take to heart what Charles Kuralt said. It is not the well, or the bell, or the stone walls, or the crisp October nights, or the memory of dogwoods blooming. Of course, you'll remember those places and sensations, but with time, you'll realize there was more. 30 years from now, during a quiet moment, when you simply gaze at the NC on your ring or at the engraved symbols, you'll find that what you wear has become a time machine. Along with the images of the bell tower and the old well, there will be more. Memories that made crisp October nights and blooming dogwood special. Mental snapshots that will flood your mind of first days away from home, your first long embrace with independence, your first stroll on Franklin Street, and perhaps a spring night when, giddy with excitement and flushed with pride, you deliriously rushed Franklin Street, sharing the moment with thousands of like-minded Tar Heels. And yes, memories of first loves and heartbreaks, of all-nighters and professors who taught you to be rather than to seem. And oh yes, of friendship as hardy as the long-leaf pine, some of which will last as long as Mr. Davies' tree. And no question, most importantly, with this ring, no matter your location, no matter your age, you'll always be able to do something that alumnus Thomas Wolfe wrote that you could never do. All you have to do is listen with head and heart. Heed the call. Hark the sound. And you'll always be welcomed back to a place where you left adolescence behind, where you confronted challenge and pursued dreams, where you lived like there was no tomorrow. With this ring, you'll always be just a second away from the most powerful and most comforting word in the English language: home. Today, as you accept your ring and in anticipation of your graduation, let me proudly be the first to say now, forever, with this ring, welcome home.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andrew Spratley. I am the president of the Order of the Bell Tower, the official student ambassadors and tradition keepers for the university. Together with Carolina alumni, we are here today to celebrate this milestone in your Carolina experience. Some of us sitting here might be walking across the stage and flipping our tassels in just a few weeks' time, while some of us might be still tripping over the brick walkways in the fall. No matter what point you are in your time during your undergrad, events like these are not times to think of the book starting and close, but rather to simply ponder and think about the new chapters to come. I encourage everyone to look at the people around you and know that even though these people may not be your classmates forever, they'll always be your family. Whether you're best buddies and you had a study group in that one class that we all know and love, or maybe you'll befriend each other at a football game 20 years from now. This is a family that will always be there for you, and this ring will serve as a constant reminder of that. So, while I know you are eager to receive your class rings, we invite the Order of the Bell Tower members to come forward and help usher our students row by row up to the stage. Make sure you please bring that information card with you, and then hand it to the representatives at the front. Each student will walk across in front of the stage after their names have been called. Family and friends, please hold your applause until the end of the distribution of the rings, and a photograph will be taken of each student as they receive it. Students, please keep the ring box closed until you are instructed to open. We will all open them together as one big Carolina family. So. William Barefoot, Lydia Waddell, Sophie Van Dyne, Nyla Anderson, Sanaya Ellison, Caroline Cochran, Anna Lloyd, Deontay Carter, Brandon Baker, Kaylee Beard, Lillian Beatty, Molly Fry, Olivia Feltz, Sarah Ruth Jackson, Carrie Duran, Vivian Anderson, Michaela Key, Abigail Henson, Alexia Ariana, Joy Thompson, Sarah Culler, Jalen Hicks, Grant Reese, Nathan Joyce, Pete Blankvist, Amelia Harris, Hannah Poplin, Erica Terry, Caroline Bryant, Caroline Roseman, Elizabeth McGuire, Jose Camacho, Joshua Wall, Jenna Leanne, Owen Caulfield, Alexandria Gardner, Alyssa Bird, Margaret Zhang, Megan McKenzie, Brooklyn Rushing, Gabriel Hammond, Katie Noble, Emma Jean Cook, Jessica Cook, Valerie Musica, Tao Anderson, Abigail Glazner, Casey Medina, Natalie Patton, Carissa Byrne, Emily O'Brien, Caitlin Rodriguez, Josephine Zielinski, Alex McKinney, Anna Lassiter, Anna Barber, Andrea Hernandez, Meredith Pritchard, Yerim Lee, Jasmine Weaver, Chloe Gary, Morgan Nugent, Hannah Delgado, Gabrielle Ercolina, Macy Ward, Olivia Jones, Duncan McSwain, Seth Moore, Gavin Olivieri, Michaela Elks, Lainey Folk, Allie Kittrell, Ellen Yang, Bryant McDaniel, Madison Grigsby, Emmy Martin, Ellison Beaver, Anna Mercer, Eric Sprague, Chandler Rayner, Blake Clark, Latiana Best, Caroline Edmondson, Macy Goodson, Nathan Barlow, Sloan Duvall, Taylor Thompson, Gabriela Lopez, Taylor Rollins, Ike Toon, Christina Mangelsdorf, Summer Toma, Emily Regelsberger, Sophia Hagel, Nathan Kern, Franklin Pippin, Todd Hammett, Ryan Smith, Chloe Lind, Blaine Featherston, Sharisi Fretwell, Grayson Moss, George Sleek, Catherine Elizabeth Haney, Amani Alston, Julie Milano, Megan Miller, Taya Bullard, Misty Blaylock, Grace Edwards, Lucien Tessier, Carly Height, Aurora Poison, Melody Harmon, Mia Larkin, Macaulay Maddox, Kiara Garcia, Alondra Lopez Trejo, Sarah Perez, Cheyenne Thaxton, Dylan Autry, Jay Banzette, and Richard Whitfield.
we are so proud to have bestowed upon you today a piece of Carolina that you can take with you wherever you may go after graduation. We ask all students to wear their official ring with pride and a sense of unity and connection to the Carolina family. During your time left at UNC, please wear the ring with the UNC seal, or whatever the top design, facing toward you. Upon graduation, when you turn your tassel, also turn your ring with the UNC seal facing out so that you may see your proclamation of being a proud alumnus of the university. So on the count of 3, you may put your ring on to wear it for the first time. Family and friends, please help me congratulate our students on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. There is one last thing that must be done before your ring is official. You must dip your ring in water at the old well. We ask that each person dip their ring before leaving in the back corner. Thank you for coming today, and we hope you enjoyed yourselves. A light reception is available for you and your guests to enjoy, and representatives from Balfour are on hand here at the front of the room to answer any questions. But at this time, I would like to ask everyone to stand. And like all gatherings at Carolina, we end our program with the singing of our alma mater. Please feel free to substitute the words you prefer at the end of the fight song.